Hi, my name is Matt. I do pop culture journalism. How do you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm John Swasey, voice actor based out of Houston, Texas. I'm the voice of All for One from My Hero Academia, Crocodile from One Piece, Full Metal Alchemist Hohenheim, Lord Death from Soul Eater, Black Butler, Undertaker, and a host of others.
So what originally got you into voice acting?
So I've been an actor for about 30 years, and about 7 or so years into my career, I was asked if I wanted to audition for this thing called anime. And I was like, what's anime? And it's like Japanese animation. I'm like, well, I don't speak Japanese. So they said, no, we dub it into English. Well, it just happened to be, and it's a cliche, right? But in the right place at the right time. I live in Houston. A company in Houston called ADV Films, which is now called Sentai, was doing this thing called anime, and I started doing it. And for the first few years, I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I knew what I was doing as an actor, but I didn't even understand what anime was. I was like, why does everybody have blue hair? I don't understand. And after a while, though, I went, whoa, this is kind of a thing. And then ADV turned out to be the #1 producer of anime in North America, and then Funimation came along, and Okratron, and Rooster Teeth, and Gearbox, and the whole thing has just exploded. And I was very fortunate to get in on the ground floor, basically.
Good entry point.
Yeah, it is, really.
So if there was, you voice a lot of characters, but is there one specific one that you've always wanted to voice?
That I didn't?
That you didn't, or that you auditioned for and then didn't get, or future project that you see out there?
It's always a bit of a disappointment when you audition for something and don't get it. But I've done this long enough that, and I believe in a higher power, and I just think, when you don't get something, there's really kind of a reason for it. And it's maybe so something else is going to come along, and there's been times when you audition for something, you don't get it, and then something else comes along, and it's like, well, if I would have gotten that, I wouldn't be able to do this, and that character just died.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, but it did. So there's really nobody that I wish I would have gotten that role or anything like that. I feel very fortunate for the roles I've gotten. I'm very grateful to the directors and the studios that have hired me and trusted me to bring life to their property. So there's no regrets on my end.
Since I know you guys don't really play off of each other in the booth, is there one that you kind of wish you could have worked with directly, or?
That's an interesting question. We don't record, we record solo, and a lot of times we don't get a chance to interact, and so it makes the acting very difficult sometimes. As an actor, what I like to do is, I'll try to read the lines that are ahead of mine coming up so I can get an idea of the context, But the closest thing we really have to that is if you're one of the last actors coming in, everybody else is already in place. So you can kind of play off of those performances. It's not really playing off each other in the booth. And what we do, there's really no way to do that because we're actually syncing to lip flaps. So there's no, your instinct might be to go, to interrupt you. And you can't. The character doesn't interrupt on camera. So, I've just grown so accustomed to this. Even projects I've done on my own, we do it one at a time and then, put it together. Now, what we can do is we'll put it together and then go, hey, you know what? I need to bring you back in because the way you read that one line doesn't work with the way it was, it doesn't sound in the right context. So, yeah.
Is there a game character you would like to voice?
All of them. Again, that's another one where Borderlands 2, I really wanted, to audition for Handsome Jack. And Damon Clark got it. He's a magnificent actor and did an outstanding job with it, and a hell of a human being to boot. But had I gotten that, I wouldn't have gotten to do something really fun like Salvador. So, video games are a lot of fun. I've always enjoyed video game work, and I wish I could do more of it.
Do you play games in your free time?
I do not. I am not a gamer. Matter of fact, last year during the pandemic, Funimation had an online convention they did, and as part of the thing, they had they wanted to have a battle between All Might and All for One in the game. And I said, okay. And I concocted a plan where my son, because they had, they sent me a headset and I got the video, and my son sat below the camera line and I had an unplugged in controller and he was actually playing the game. And every now and then he'd just go, don't! I'm like, shut up! Don't say that. Anyway, I ended up getting my butt whooped.
So, since you don't really play games that much, but your son does he have a favorite Pokemon or a villager from Animal Crossing?
He's really into Pokemon. I don't know if he does or not. He might. I don't know. I don't know.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Did you previously have one, and if so, what type?
My last dog was a Walker Coonhound. Unfortunately, he had developed a brain tumor, and we had to put him down after only 6 years. So that was really sad. But my favorite dog of all time are Black Labs.
Okay, they're adorable. So
I love them. I had one in college, and then afterwards, and my wife doesn't want me to get one again because she was like, it was a girl dog. And my wife swears to this day that her name is Boo. She goes, Boo hated my guts because I was the other woman in your life. She was a dog. It's like, I know.
Being judged by a dog.
Yeah, brutal.
An obscure fact that people wouldn't know.
An obscure fact that people wouldn't know. I am related to a John Allen Swasey, who is a captain of the Mayflower. Not like the voyage that brought the Pilgrims over, but on a subsequent voyage. He captained the Mayflower.
I'd hope that ship wasn't a one and done.
Yeah.
Not all expensive at that point. Favorite recreational activities?
Legal or illegal? No, I'm kidding.
I mean, it's something can be illegal here, but legal where you're
That's true. That's true. No, my favorite thing is recreational activity. Playing my guitar.
Is there any specific band or favorite song?
Oh yes, as you can tell, or maybe not by my mask, I'm a huge Deadhead. I love the Grateful Dead. All things jam band. So yeah, anything I can do for that, I'm in. I'm all in.
One voice actor that you look up to?
One voice actor I look up to.
Could even be from the old talkies, like.
Yeah, there's so many. I mean, that are Mel Blanc obviously would be a kind of a go-to, but I mean, Mike Henry from Family Guy, and I say, and Seth MacFarlane, but I actually lived in LA for a while and got to know Mike Henry. We became friends. This is before he even did Family Guy, and. He's just super talented and super reserved and very low key, but super nice guy. And just, I just love the characters that he comes up with. He's very, very creative.
My biggest problem is when you're walking around, if they don't know who you are, like if you're not speaking, it's like you can walk right up to somebody and be like, you wouldn't know it. So that's how I actually met Sabbath the first time. Because we were waiting in line at E3. Through the media/press side.
Right.
And we just started talking. I was like, the voice sounds familiar, but I don't know who you are.
Yeah. I won't speak for all actors, but I know a lot of actors, they say I love doing this because I'm non-recognizable and blah, blah, blah. It's like, just the very nature that you're an actor means you've got a level of insecurity and you need praise and adoration. And so when people recognize you, it is a pretty cool deal, especially when your wife's standing there and you're like, told you I'm a big deal.
She has my questions. I don't remember everything. But I want to thank you for your time. Any socials you want to plug?
Yeah, come visit me on Instagram, Twitter, Voices of John Swasey on Facebook, or just my Facebook. I'm one of the people that I never separated my personal from my work, and it just blew up, and I don't have the time to go through now and separate it. So come friend me, but I will tell you straight up, I am horrible about
responding.
I will respond, if I can. and but I don't always. So keep trying. Anyway, thanks so much, man, for having me. You
It's a
betcha.
pleasure.
All right.